Tony Ferguson is one of UFC's most legendary fighters, and recently he's been in the news for being involved in an ugly and strange Twitter spat with former UFC fighter and current commentator Daniel Cormier. In a recent interview, Ferguson tried to explain the spat and his handling of the situation. In today's video, we're talking about his statement about the feud as well as some other related news. So let's get into it. First off, how'd this feud begin? At UFC 274, Tony Ferguson was brutally knocked out by Michael Chandler in what was his fourth consecutive loss. On the same day, Charles Oliveira scored an impressive submission against Justin Gaethje in the main event. Despite his victory, he was stripped of his title the day before the event for missing weight by 0.5 pounds. Because of this controversy, the infamous UFC 210 Towelgate incident was brought up once again. Ferguson took to Twitter to post a video of Cormier from that incident where he can be seen holding onto the towel during the weigh-in and immediately getting off the machine as soon as it was announced that he weighed the required 205 pounds. Along with the video, he tweeted that, like Oliveira, Cormier should have also been stripped of his titles. He also gave a shout out to all the fighters doing it the right way and keeping the sport clean. Cormier soon responded and told Ferguson to go and spend some time with his family. He added that this was not a good look for Ferguson and that he should try to regroup, implying that the 38-year-old fighter was acting out because of his recent losses. Next, Ferguson insinuated that Cormier uses recreational drugs. In response, Ferguson asked Cormier to lay off the yay, insinuating that the former UFC fighter does cocaine. He said that he's already back to work and that he doesn't quit like Cormier. He also told the commentator to enjoy his retirement with Fathead, presumably talking about former UFC lightweight champion Khabib Nurmagomedov. Cormier responded by saying that he's super confused at why Ferguson is going after him and telling lies about him when Michael Chandler was the one who kicked him in the face, implying that Tony was directing his anger in the wrong place. Cormier even responded to some fans accusing him of using unfair means to make weight and said that all he was doing was making sure the towel didn't fall. He said that because he was exactly 205, he was naked for the weigh-in, which is why he was holding the towel so tightly. We all know that Ferguson doesn't really like Khabib at all, and apparently the root cause of this beef is Cormier's close friendship with the Russian fighter. Cormier spoke to MMA Fighting about the issue and said that Tony Ferguson was coming at him because of his issues with Khabib. He again blamed Ferguson's erratic behavior on his losses and said that when you lose in this manner, you need to take a little break. He also said that Tony was tripping and that he shouldn't have falsely accused him of doing drugs. He added that he's never done stuff like that, so he doesn't really understand where this is coming from. Now, Tony Ferguson is the Riddler? In a recent interview with Submission Radio, Tony Ferguson gave props to Cormier and praised him for being one of the greats of the game. He also spoke about the Twitter spat in a very weird manner. He said that he likes to throw different things out there for the hype, and what people do is they put out what they think about it. He said that his tweets are actually kind of riddles. Really, Tony? This is what you're going with? He said that people don't know what he's talking about on Instagram or Twitter and wonder why he uses the different emojis that he does. He added that he gets messages from people all over the world about his posts, and sometimes they don't get what he's saying because it's not for them. It's directed at a specific person who'll know what he's talking about. He claimed that he's a writer and that he likes to tell stories. When he tweets confusing things, he does that on purpose so that people don't understand everything he's trying to say. Tony, we don't understand what you're trying to say right now either. Is this another one of your riddles? Netizens reacted to this bizarre statement by Ferguson, and many made fun of him for not making any sense. Twitter user @NotJealous said that riddles are supposed to be smart and make sense. Another tweeted that Tony Ferguson was suffering from post-concussive syndrome. Ouch, we really hope Tony didn't see that one. And that's all about Tony Ferguson explaining his weird Twitter spat with Daniel Cormier. Now it's time to move on to some more related news. Now, in other related news, Dustin Poirier asked for digital scales. Dustin Poirier spoke out about the Charles Oliveira weigh-in controversy and said that the UFC has to make sure the weigh-ins are more accurate. While speaking to Teddy Atlas, he said that fighters need to be on digital scales so there's no gray area. He criticized balance beam scales and said that you can't have a guy there tapping a weight balance scale and that the UFC needs exact numbers. He also criticized Oliveira and said that the fighter could have done more to lose weight for the championship fight. And we agree, it was just a half a pound. There's no reason this should have happened. Next, Dana White talks about attracting new fans to the UFC. Appearing in an episode of Block Asset's Block Party, UFC President Dana White spoke about the importance of live experiences in attracting new fans to the UFC. He said that the reason the sport grew as fast as it did was due to these events. He said that while they're great on TV, nothing is quite like the live product. He also claimed that there's nothing quite like the experience of watching UFC fights in real life. Dana said that as long as they can travel around and introduce new people to the live, UFC will keep growing in popularity. He said that no one ever walks out of one of their fights disappointed, and they always want to see more. Because of the COVID-19 pandemic, the UFC has been forced to contain most of its events in Las Vegas, with a few trips to Abu Dhabi marking the only ventures outside of America. Things are now finally settling down, and the promotion promotion has already made a return to London. Later this year, it's set to make its French debut as well. Dana has said that they want to go to territories they've never been to before, and also to places they haven't visited in a while. It really seems like in the next few years, the UFC is going to reach heights it has never reached before, and we cannot wait. Up next, Jorge Masvidal does not think Conor McGregor will face him. Jorge Masvidal and Conor McGregor have recently been involved in a feud over a potential UFC fight, but Masvidal doesn't believe that the fight will happen. While speaking to the MMA Hour, he claimed that McGregor wants him to fight at 155 pounds, which he's not ready to do. He said that McGregor takes shots to stay relevant, but he's not going to fight. He added that the UFC has offered him this fight, and everyone knows it could be the biggest fight in UFC history. So the only reason McGregor is willing to miss out on that large check is because he knows he can't win. Masvidal also said that since he's not a wrestler, he can only beat McGregor one way, by punching him in the face and knocking him out, which would not be good for the Conor McGregor brand. He explained that's why McGregor is ducking the fight and uses Twitter to trash talk. We gotta say, we really hope this fight happens. No matter what the outcome is, it's definitely going to be a proper spectacle. Lastly, UFC hopeful Jack Becker suffers leg injury. Australian MMA fighter Jack Becker was expected to join the UFC after his latest bout, but unfortunately, he suffered a devastating leg injury while fighting in Perth. He was defending the Eternal Lightweight Championship against Aiden Aguilera at the Eternal MMA 66. Aguilera checked one of Becker's kicks, and the Aussie fell down as his leg appeared to snap in two. This was the second time Becker was defending his title since gaining it last year. His outstanding talent was noticed by the UFC, but due to the horrifying injury, his debut will definitely be delayed. However, Becker is hoping to return to the mat soon once he's out of recovery. Fans hope that he'll recover soon and be added to the UFC roster. Even his opponent Aguilera showed him support and said that he has no doubts Becker has the strength and grit to get through the tough road ahead. As for us, we wish him a speedy recovery and hope that this injury doesn't derail his career too much. He's put in a lot of work to be where he is right now, and he deserves to be part of the UFC. Prayers up for Jack Becker. And that's a wrap for this video. What do you think of the Tony Ferguson and Daniel Cormier drama? Please let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.